Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So for today, the article that we will be talking about comes from Yahoo Sports. It is their first mock draft for the upcoming fantasy basketball season. I've been playing fantasy basketball since about 2017. I've been playing ever since, and this is something that I look forward to each year. So for today's article, they are ranking the top 12 players. So basically, this is who you would draft in the first round. Starting out with the first pick, as the writer said, no surprise here. Jokic is the top player in fantasy basketball right now, and he's been at the top for the past 2 seasons. The pick here is a no-brainer, although I do have a dark horse name who I think can challenge Jokic for the top spot. So at number 2 is Joel Embiid, number 3 is Kevin Durant, number 4 is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and at number 5 is Luka Doncic. So picks 2 to 5 is actually a toss-up in my opinion. These are the rounds where you could choose from a bunch of players and you wouldn't go wrong with either one. But for me personally, I'd choose Giannis at number 2, KD at number 3, number 4 Embiid, and at number 5 Luka Doncic. At number 6 is Stephen Curry. At number 7, Jason Tatum. At number 8, James Harden. And at number 9, the main topic of this video is Tyrese Halliburton. I consider Halliburton to be the Jokic of point guards. Stats-wise, I don't think he has a weakness at all. Maybe you could nitpick that his rebounds aren't high, although 4 to 5 rebounds a game is good enough for a guard, and maybe his blocks too, but that's just nitpicking for me. Last season, he was a revelation for both the Sacramento Kings and the Indiana Pacers. And as the writer said here, I've seen Halliburton selected in the top 5 in industry expert drafts, but I'm comfortable grabbing him in the top 10. So he is far from being the best kept secret in fantasy basketball, although I do think that he will slip just because he's not a household name yet and he's not even an all-star, but I do think he has a great chance of becoming an all-star next season. So why do I think that Tyrese Halliburton has a chance at becoming the top fantasy basketball player this season? First of all, Malcolm Brogdon is gone from the team. The Pacers are letting him run the team, and although it's a small sample size, in 18 games without Malcolm Brogdon last season, Halliburton tallied 18.6 points, 10.1 assists, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.3 threes. And you couple that with good shooting splits, and he's just a great all-around player, especially in fantasy basketball. I do think that Jokic will also regress, maybe not quite that much, but I do think he will regress because they have new weapons in KCP, Bruce Brown, and Jamal Murray, and MPJ will return. So although Jokic will still shoulder much of the burden, I do think that his stats will regress quite a bit, which is good for him, but not for fantasy basketball players. So I do think that Jokic will still be the number 1 pick, although by season's end, I do think that Tyrese Halliburton has a great shot at being ranked number 1. In my estimation, I do think he will score above 20 points a game, average maybe around 5 rebounds, average at least 10 or 11 assists, and you include around 2 threes a game, 2 steals a game, maybe a block a game, and with good shooting splits, he has no weakness in his game, so I do think that he has a great shot at ranking number 1. So to finish off the list, the last 3 picks in this mock draft, LaMelo Ball, who I think will also be a great fantasy basketball player this season. At number 11, Karl Anthony Towns. And rounding out the top 12 is Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a good one.